What's going on, everybody? Tyson from VS Card Hub, and we've got some Donruss Costco boxes today. So these just came in. The Donruss Costco boxes released last week. They initially released online, and then some stores actually got them in person. So I've got two Costcos within about 30 minutes of me in different directions. Neither one of them has had them. I've checked both of them a couple times. And then there's a third Costco that I actually haven't tried. It's probably another 20 minutes out of the way. But nobody's had it in stock in the stores. But I was able to grab a few of these, or I grabbed, two orders of 2 packs last week. I actually tried to grab a third one just to see. Costco canceled it because I guess they were limiting people to one order every 24 hours or something. So I held pat at 2 packs of 2. They were like $110, I believe, $105 online. Like I said, haven't found them in store, but these just showed up, so I'm excited to rip into these. I had a bunch of these last year, and they were super fun. These were really cool. Did some breaks of these. I opened a bunch of these on my own, and found quite a bit of good stuff. If you have not seen these or did not have the pleasure of getting these last year, this is what we're looking at. It's a lot of the same Donruss stuff. We're getting a lot of the same inserts in here. The big thing is that we can get autographs numbered down to 1. We can get, both the rookies and the vet autographs numbered down to 1. We can get the mem cards with the laundry tags in them numbered down to 1. You can get your downtowns. These do have the actual downtown releases in them, so you can get those as well. The other big thing is the Optic rated rookies with the preview, the red Pandora and pinks. Those were a big hit last year, and I actually sent a few of them off to get graded. They did pretty good. Panini actually had some decent quality on those ones. So, yeah, I got a couple of them. Let's go ahead and rip into 2 and take a look at what we can get out of here. So kind of excited. Been looking forward to these. These actually weren't slated to show up until later this week, and luckily they came in a little bit early. So definitely excited to get a look at these. Obviously get the cool, jumbo downtown. People loved those last year. If I can figure out how to get this thing open. It looked like it opened on the side. Looks like they got them little security seal on the side. We're just gonna rip into it. Go for it. Yeah, that didn't work. All right, let's try this. Probably the hardest part about these when you open them is finding top loaders or a way to store the jumbo downtowns. I did sell a few of them last year. I do still have leftover sleeves for them. Top loaders last year when these came out, it was kind of crazy. The 7x5 picture, rigid top loaders or rigid holders for pictures. Those things were sold out for months when these were out last year, just because everybody was going crazy and buying these Costco packs. And in turn, they were buying all the top loaders for the jumbo downtowns. So it was like super difficult to find. I'm just gonna chuck that over there. It was super difficult to find the top loaders for the jumbo downtowns. Go. So I think we'll save the jumbo downtowns. We'll open those last because you can get rookies as well as vets out of there. It's all the same downtowns that you would get on a normal downtown, just bigger. So we're looking at 8 packs in here, 10 cards per pack. Plus your jumbo downtown, you're getting 81 cards out of here. Like I said, it is the normal Donruss. Sounds like a construction zone in here. It is your normal Donruss stuff. We've seen Donruss already before, but we are getting the big ones. Go ahead and put these guys in the back here. And like I said, we'll open those last just because we can at least guarantee ourselves a downtown. So, buckle up. Here we go. If you like this stuff, make sure you comment down below what you think of the opening. Have you opened any of these? Make sure you hit that subscribe and the reminder. I think this is actually a fat one. We'll leave that. That is a mem card. Yeah, hit that little bell. Remind you when we go live or post some videos. Have some more stuff like this coming up. We're finally getting new football stuff. Finally, it's taken forever and we're still going to be in the shoot for a while just because Panini is delaying a lot of stuff. Carson Schwessinger. So these are our green press proofs out of here. Right, Terrell Suggs, and that's what you want to see right there. One of the top rookies you can get right now. There's a Jackson Dart on the rookies. Got Road to the Super Bowl, CJ Stroud, Chase Brown, Stephon Diggs. Yeah, Panini has been delaying a bunch of stuff right now. I don't know what's going on, if they're just trying to ramp up print numbers to, I don't know, burn through everything that they've got stocked. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what Panini's doing. They keep pushing back all their releases. I think I have Certified, I have Prism Draft Picks on pre-order. That stuff's been on pre-order for a while, and it just keeps getting delayed. I think Certified is delayed into like November now. Prism Draft Picks, I don't think I'm getting that until December. I actually contemplated canceling my orders, but I also don't want the prices to go up when they actually do come out, and I end up having to pay more than what I already pre-ordered this stuff at. So it's kind of frustrating. Like I said, I don't know what Panini's doing. I think they're trying to do kind of cool stuff like this, and they're trying to do like special sets and stuff to really burn through all the stickers and cards and everything they have before they completely lose licensing. Yeah, and it's just getting kind of frustrating. There's Justin Herbert on the Dominators. So hoping that Panini at least kind of puts their best foot forward here. I kind of had high hopes when Score initially came out because the Score hobby boxes were amazing and they were super loaded. And yeah, I don't know what happened beyond that. Beyond that, they basically just kind of went kaput. Malachi Starks on the green. We've got Riley Leonard on the rookies and Elite Series Micah Parsons. Leave some of these guys, top load the real big cards here. Trying to fix my colors here. There we go. Camera's getting all wonky here on me. All right, continuing on. Obviously, we are looking for downtowns in here. That is going to be the big chase. Everybody wants those early season downtowns because if you can find the downtowns early on, then they're worth quite a bit of money. So there's a Tet McMillan on the rookies. He's actually doing pretty good this year. And Action All-Pros Derrick Henry. Yeah, everybody's chasing the downtowns. These sold out within probably about an hour or two. Like I said, they were limiting people. They did let you put in a couple orders, but then they started just canceling everybody's orders if they were ordering too many. Said I was able to get 2 of the 2-packs, and I tried for a third, and they rate limited it, and I said, all right, that's cool. I got what I wanted. Open some up, check them out. Breece Hall, Geno Smith. Go. The big issue last year was that Costco didn't put limits on them. They kind of did later on. Later on, they had like a 10-box limit, and people were just going and buying like full flats of these things, full pallets of them, and it was getting kind of crazy. Like Corum on the green. There's Will Howard on the Gridiron Kings on the canvas. Yeah, people were buying them out like crazy. It was hard to find them for the longest time, and then they just kind of disappeared. I think I ended up picking up about a dozen of them last year, just in different trips. Ooh, we'd have our first red Pandora. Picked up about a dozen of them last year and had just a ton of fun. So let's see. We got Jalen Hurts on the Gridiron Kings, and how about an Ollie Gordon? So here is our red Pandora optic preview. Ollie Gordon. Not a bad rookie. He looked really good at the beginning of the season. Got some playing time. Did really good, and then he just kind of disappeared once HN came back and took back over everything. So we haven't really heard from Ollie Gordon. All right, that's another fat one. We'll save that. We'll do the fat packs last, and then we will do our oversized downtowns. Hopefully we'll get lucky in here and see a downtown. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Elite Series, Jahmyr Gibbs. go, Bucky Irving. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you've opened any of these, ooh, that one feels fat too. Might have two mem cards in this one. Let me know what you think down below. I've seen quite a few people getting their hands on these. Like I said, I have not found them in store at all. So I had to be patient and wait for Costco to actually ship them to me. And we've got rated rookies. Quinshon Judkins. This dude is just killing it out there. Everybody thought Ashton Genty was going to be top dog, and the Raiders are in the process of ruining him. Yes, my Raiders are not looking good this year. Offensive line is terrible. Geno Smith is not it. Yeah, Raiders are a tough watch. Let's just say that. It was bad this weekend when the Chiefs were actually pulling their starters from the game in the third quarter. Like, not even out of the third quarter, Chiefs are pulling their starters. Said, Raiders aren't that big of a deal. Patrick Mahomes, go have a seat. There's Isaac Tesla on the Donruss throwback. That's the cool thing about Donruss is you get a nice variety of cards. Yes, they have a lot of inserts and parallels and stuff, but a lot of their stuff is actually pretty cool. And it's a cheaper set. We still don't have actual retail yet. I know Dick's Sporting Goods is doing a ton of pre-orders for it, but if you ever pre-ordered anything from Dick's Sporting Goods, you know that you can pre-order stuff like 6 months in advance, and then you won't actually get it until about 6 months after release. So yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods, be careful. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Ashton Genty, once again on one of the Donruss throwbacks. That's super cool. Yeah, usually avoid anything Dick's Sporting Goods if they're going to try and do pre-orders, just because, yeah, like I said, they take pre-orders way in advance, and then you don't get your actual cards until way after they're released. So yeah, Dick's is kind of predatory in that. There's Theo Johnson on the green. We got Dominators James Cook, another one who is actually dominating this year, and a nice Travis Hunter throwback. Matthew Stafford threw 5 touchdowns, over the highest number of touchdowns thrown in a game in London overseas. All right, let's do our fat packs. These do feel like they have memorabilia cards in them, so hopefully it's not just a kid report that's making this fat, or this pack fat. Nope, I do see memorabilia card here. So let's find out where our cards end on the back. Musgrave, there's our kid reporter. Frankie Luvu on the green. Devin Neal. Ooh, there we go. Ashton Genty on the Phenom. Nice little patch card there. Obviously not from any specific game or event. Typical Panini. And a Nick Bosa, unfortunately out for the year. A nice little patch card for Ashton Genty. Non-numbered. We'll take that. Give us something to throw on the back and look at. This one does feel pretty thick as well. I'd love to see a laundry tag. Laundry tag or NFL Shield. One of the numbered memorabilia cards would be super nice. We do have a optic preview. There's a kid reporter mixed in there somewhere. There's Calvin Ridley on the green. Khalil Mullings. There's Jalen Milroe on the Phenom. Henry and Xavier Watts on our optic preview red Pandora. Not the most exciting one to get, but we will take it. We've only gotten 2 of the optic previews so far. Unfortunate. Like I said, I got 2 more boxes, so there may be a part 2 to this. So there's a third optic preview. Looks like no downtowns today. Ooh, this might be a good one. There's our kid reporter sticking to everything. Chad Johnson on the green. James and Isaac Tesla. Once again, Phenom not numbered. And Travion Henderson. Wish the Patriots would actually use him instead of just, you know, running him out there and, you know, stands on the sidelines and doesn't do anything. Kind of sad. Got a lot of talent there. So, all right. Jumbos. There's our hits. And obviously with Donruss, you're going to get a lot of base cards. Go back through your base cards. Double check. Look for your aqueous test. I don't remember if aqueous test is going to be in these, but it's one thing to take a look at and see if you can find it. The aqueous test ones are a short print. I did pull one out of my previous Donruss opening. I think it was the hobby box. Fortunately, it was Aaron Rodgers, still in his Jets uniform, which is also crazy. Some of these guys still are in their uniforms for their previous teams, whereas we saw with like Score and Elite. With Score and Elite, they had them photoshopped into their current team uniforms. So it's kind of crazy that Donruss went backwards to showing guys in their uniforms from last year. Some of these guys. Or you got people like Derek Carr, he's retired. But yeah, beginning of the season, we had people photoshopped in their current teams. Once again, Panini doing Panini things. All right, Jumbo Downtown. This way you are at least guaranteed a downtown in your pack. It may not be the downtown you want, but it's the downtown you get. So first Jumbo Downtown looks like Derrick Henry. So there we go. It's a 7x5 photo, Derrick Henry Downtown. Like I said, you can get rookies as well as veterans in here. They are copies or just oversized copies of the Downtown you can get in your main, whatchamacallit, in the main set. Put it in my little sleeve there. My little sleeves handy. All right, Downtown number 2. See a good rookie. I'd love to see, you know, Jackson Dart's market right now is super hot. His stuff's going crazy. Him and Cam Scattaboo, just because they're kind of the Bash brothers over there in New York. Kind of sucks they had a pretty terrible loss. I don't know what happened over there. New York's defense just collapsed this weekend. Looks like Browns. How about a Shedeur Sanders? Will we see Shedeur Sanders play this year? He's now QB2. He is the backup QB. Dylan Gabriel's not really getting it done. You know, Dylan Gabriel, the Browns can't run off of 3-yard passes all game. Comes out of the pack with a nice big old dent in the bottom. But there's a Shedeur Sanders. You know, everybody's clamoring for Shedeur. We'll see. See if he gets a chance and kind of to prove himself this year. So there we go. There's our 2 boxes, or at least our first 2 boxes. Like I said, I might do a second one. I do have 2 more. And then we'll see if they actually get stocked in store, if you can actually find these things on a regular basis, and how quickly we start getting other sets. Otherwise, we're just going to be degenerate ripping Costco boxes of Donruss and anything random we can find on the shelves these days. Appreciate you hanging out. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure you comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody that checks out the videos and gives it a follow. Thank you again, and I'll catch y'all next time.